But why? Well, why not? As you may know, Alpha Assault Factory, the previous biggest Just Cause 2 multiplayer server, shut down last month. It's really sad to see a server go that's been around for so long and has had so much passion put into it. But I also felt inspired to finally make my own server. I did actually try before, but it never worked. However, now that I had some time to finally do it, I actually discovered that the original developers are still around, and they managed to help me get a server up and running. These people are proper chats. But why would I want to make a server now that there are already a bunch of really established ones? Well, simply because a server like mine doesn't really exist yet. My goal was to create the most complete pre-roam server. Again. The 1.0 version is now complete, and I'm launching the server after about a month of work. The basic stuff is already done, but a lot of it still needs polishing. However, what's already there is quite solid, and I'm really happy with it. And now, before you get into the actual showcase, if you're watching this as it releases, or within 2 or so hours after release, the launch event is taking place right now, so come join us. So why would you want to choose my server over the already existing ones? Well, my goal is a no-nonsense free-roam server that's not bloated by random stuff and mismatched UIs. You get access to everything Just Cause 2 has to offer, plus some meaningful minor additions and fixes to some annoyances that come with the default plugins. Enough big words. What did I actually cook up? As with my Just Cause 3 server, the primary focus was the spawn menu, though calling it that would not be fair, as it's more of an everything menu. You can spawn all cars and weapons for free, and yes, you're seeing that right. That is a modded cars tab. Just like in Just Cause 3, I'll add modded items to the server in the future. You can also change your player model, and add apparel to your character, and choose what parachute skin you want to use. Instead of a separate teleport menu, it's baked into the spawn menu. That way I can add way more destinations by categorizing them into tabs without overwhelming people. You can also trigger game events, like mission events. For example, to blow up the EMP on the Lost Island, or even open the mouth of the lmao fortress. You also get to spawn all kinds of props. No runway? No problem. The selection of game events and props is not that big right now. But as I'll go through the game files later on, I'll add everything I can find, and these sections will be vastly expanded. There's also a section for triggering recoil animations, so you can mess around with those too. And lastly, we got the tools. These let you do a variety of stuff like manipulating your vehicle, player, gear, or world. And if you think opening the menu for some of the tools stuff sounds tedious, I thought of that obviously. Just wait a second. But apart from the spawn menu, I also of course got the basic stuff you'd expect from a Just Cause 2 multiplayer server. Vehicle boost and insta-brake. I even added the turbo jump from Just Cause 3 that lets you jump over obstacles. There's also a go-to command for teleporting to other players, and of course a playlist and passive mode. New stuff also includes the wingsuit plugin and camera modes. But look, that's just plugins that already exist. Obviously I didn't just copy and paste those, I made changes to almost all of them. But we'll get to my custom stuff now. We got FreeCam that lets you detach the camera from Rico and freely explore without restrictions, even under the map. It's a little choppy right now, but as I said, a lot of stuff will get more polished in the future. You can even still control Rico while the camera is active, so you can get cinematic shots. I also added air control for cars and boats that lets you turn and roll the vehicle forward and backwards while midair. If you played Just Cause 3 or god forbid Just Cause 4, you know that that's a thing in those games. And you gotta admit, Just Cause 2's controls haven't aged well in all areas, and control over your vehicle in the air was a necessary change, so I'm happy it worked out how I wanted it to. There's also numpad tools that let you trigger some tools with just the press of a button. My favorite by far is num9, which lets you spawn your last spawned item again. So say you spawn a car and then you crash it. Just press num9 and it'll give you that car again. No need to open the menu to spawn another. I'm also a fan of unused content, and while playing with Rico animations, I found the skydive dash, where Rico spins and falls even faster. It also has some really interesting controls, so of course I had to bring it back. So now when you press G while wingsuiting or skydiving, you activate skydive dash. You can also make your spawn cars have a random color if you get tired of them always using your custom paint job. And you can also now change the color of pirate cars. There were some limitations with that before, so I removed them. Pirate cars in general now feel a lot less restrictive. You can also now have multiple cars instead of just one. But since unoccupied vehicles in Just Cause 2 multiplayer are really janky, you can't really do much with multiple cars. You can, however, for example, set up an area with cars for your friends, if you want to have an event or something like that. Apart from all the new stuff, I also got rid of some annoyances that come with the default plugins. When you teleport or join the server, you now no longer spawn 27 kilometers high, so you no longer have to make your way down for like half a minute, you just spawn on the ground, like it should be. You also no longer respawn somewhere random when you die, but instead just where you died. I never understood this, like, you mess around with your friends, you die, and then you're on the other side of the map. Like, why? You can also not just click on an item in the spawn menu to get it, you no longer need to click the spawn button. So, as you can see, my server isn't the most feature-rich. If you want a server that's full of custom stuff, then there's Jvaroid's or JMan's server for that. I'm focusing on what makes Just Cause 2 multiplayer great, and aim to perfect that. But don't worry, there will be more coming in the future, and I hope you're looking forward to that. My Just Cause 3 and Just Cause 2 servers will become more and more similar as the server catches up to it. So what are you waiting for? Give the server a try and let me know what you think. If you have suggestions for improvements, then post them in the Just Cause Discord and I'll see if it's possible. But with that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.